Welcome back, everybody. I want to show you what's going on at the garden by the brook. It's early spring, sorta. It's actually pretty close to May, but that's early spring for us here. Make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to show you what I am most excited about that just poked up. This is the plum tree. It's doing great. I cannot believe what the flowers look like. It's almost like a hydrangea, how full the blooms are. It's a little rainy right now and it's also a little early, but this thing has been loaded with pollinators day after day. It makes me feel good that they're gonna know my garden is here because they're patterned into this tree. Early in the season, we've been working hard to kind of reclaim the garden and clean everything up, but there's only so much you can do so quickly. That said, we got some beds nice and under control. These were planted last year. These are garlic, of course. These guys are beefy. We don't usually do this well with them, but we made a point last year of really tucking them into bed with some nice compost and a thick leaf layer to keep them safe. So these are sown in this circular stone bed that we made last year before actually, and seem to be doing pretty well. Right next door we've got another stone bed full of garlic, but these are where the smaller cloves went in, so we have smaller garlics over here. Here's hoping that they catch up and do great things. Next, we've got some peas that we planted a couple weeks back. Got a nice row of them here. You'll see that we've left some dandelions in here and there. We leave a few for the bees every year. Give them something early to munch on. These are sugar snap peas, and I cannot wait until they start producing. Over there, those bushy, spiky guys are what we're going to talk about next. These are comfrey, a perennial flowering plant that starts flowering early, continues flowering late into the season, and just rocks it. It's beautiful. It gets the bees in here. I'll be showing it off. If you've been subscribed to the channel or saw our videos from last year, this guy was a star. What comfrey is really good at is pulling nutrition up from deep in the soil into its leaves. And then you want to let this stuff actually kind of die in place and let the leaves sit there as a mulch. So you can see we've got it along with strawberries underneath that plum tree. Theoretically pulling up nutrition from deep down in the earth and feeding it. And I gotta say, I'm a believer looking at how this thing's blooming this year. The strawberries I just mentioned, we gave them a little love a couple weeks back. Pulled out all the weeds, gave them a little bit of compost. Pulled off any diseased leaves. They're bouncing back strong, but they were a little suppressed after last season. They had a little bit of a leaf spot come in and do some damage. Next door to the really nicely flowering plum tree, we have just an average flowering plum tree. This one's called alderman. The other one is shiro. I should have mentioned that. So this guy with the beefy flowers is a shiro plum. It's a yellow plum. This guy here is called alderman, and it puts off a red plum. Got some nice chives coming in. We've been cooking with them. This guy was back, I don't know, probably a month ago. This is the bed that we grew cabbages in last year. This year we got a lot of lettuce in here. See, we've got these felt collars around them. That's to protect against slugs. They hate crawling over these things. They worked really well for us last year, so we're at it again. Along the back edge of this bed, we have more snap peas. See that row of them? I'll try to go ahead and list the names of these on the screen. This guy's doing well though. This guy misbehaved and escaped from his pot and is now just a perennial in our garden. It's tansy. It throws off an odor that is meant to discourage insects, harmful insects only, hopefully, theoretically. Of course, it wouldn't be spring if the daffodils weren't blooming. These are really nice this year. They seem to get a little better each and every year. We got some of these Johnny Jump Up viola type things beneath them. Not sure what they technically are. Nice little splash of color by the driveway. We've got some more perennial bulbs over here. Got some hyacinths that came in pretty nice this year. They smell amazing. These ones looked a little sparse at first, but they're starting to fill out more and more, so that's nice to see. Got some white ones over here as well that are very pretty. Oh, they're almost glowing today. Okay, pretty quick video today. Got plenty more to show you, but you know, I don't want to do it all at once. But as promised, here's what I am most excited about that we just noticed yesterday. The very first asparagus spear poking up. This guy was just out of the soil yesterday. These grow insanely quick, especially as the weather turns warmer, so it's already put an inch on from yesterday. Hopefully the asparagus proves hardy enough that we can harvest them this year. Oh, look at that. There's spear number 2. That's exciting. So basically, if we can get some strong spears up, we know that there's going to be enough energy supplied to the roots for the following years, and we can start to harvest. Last year, we got a couple strong spears. We were optimistic, but that's kind of all we got. So we added a lot more compost, and I have high hopes this year. All right, guys, that's all for this one. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Consider liking this if you liked anything about this video, and we'll see you next time.